To mobilise hundreds of thousands of extra troops has led to big queues of people trying to leave the country. This is the border between Georgia and Russia, where queues of Russian vehicles are stretching up to 30 kilometres, with some waiting up to 20 hours to cross. Well, let's speak now to Sandru Jafalakiani, who's a journalist at the US-funded Radio Free Europe and based in Tbilisi. Thanks very much for joining us. Just talk us through what's going on at the border.
Good evening. We don't know how many Russians crossed the border since September 21, but what we see is every day hundreds of cars coming from Russia to Georgia. We see lots of people who are fleeing their country, fleeing the mobilization, but we don't have official statistics from Georgian government. What we know from Russian side, that 2,300 cars were waiting in the line, so it could be up to 10,000 people. So, as I told you, Georgian government provided no information, and they said 2 days ago that nothing special is happening. But we see different situation on the border when lots of Russian citizens are trying to get to Georgia.
And tens of thousands of Russians have come over in the months since the war started, haven't they? There have been protests, pro-Ukraine protests in Tbilisi, haven't there? How do people feel about the Russians coming over?
The reaction of society is mixed, but many of them have a negative reaction because Russia invaded Georgia in 2008. And now they say Putin can invade once again, and saying he wants to defend Russian citizens, for example, who are here. But most of Russian citizens, we can say, who were fleeing Russia after February and in March, they were against war, they were against Putin. And they are supporting Ukraine.
At the moment, Russians who come over to Georgia are able to go without a visa and can stay for a year. Are there calls for that to be changed?
Yes, some opposition parties, NGOs, and some citizens are. They want visa regime to be imposed, but government is telling that no visa regime is going to be imposed. So at the moment, they can come here without any visa and stay up to 1 year.
OK, well, thank you very much for talking to us. Appreciate it. That's Sandru Jafalakiani joining us from Tbilisi. Thank you.